Hey guys, it's Dan from Gumshoe Lacrosse. Today I'll be reviewing East Coast Dye's new Hero Mesh. Just picked a piece up the other day and I'm really enjoying the product. Strung it up on this Evo 4 high school version. And let's just get right into it. So the Hero Mesh retails for $19.99. And this is not with Hero strings, just the mesh. And I got the all white version, keeping it classy. So for the mesh itself, comparing it to String 2S, this is a slightly used piece on an Evo 3 high school. It definitely is a little bit softer, and I'll show you what I mean with a ball drop. This is a brand new piece, but the ball just sinks right in there. On both sides, which is really nice for a nice shifty pocket. The mesh will move with the ball. In terms of the String 2S we have here, which is granted a little bit used, it definitely is lacking the softness. You know, it takes a couple ball drops to get it down to where even close where the East Coast Dye's Hero Mesh was. Same thing on this side, it takes a couple ball drops to really get in there. So I'd say the East Coast Hero Mesh is definitely a little bit softer. With that, I think it has a little bit more grip to it and abrasive texture to the mesh, which is I really like because it grips the ball pretty well and gives you a nice feel when you're putting your hand in it and everything. And I think the String 2S definitely has texture to it, but it's kind of different of a texture. Not as rough, I'd say. And with the Hero Mesh, that being said, it is also a little bit more elastic, which some people like, some people don't. I haven't really been a fan of it in the past, but the East Coast Mesh really used it to its advantage. The elasticity of it makes it so when you catch, it gives just a little bit each time, making it really nice for catching. Where stringing isn't as elastic, it's really consistent, but it's not moving when you put that ball in there. It's not gonna move. And it also the East Coast Hero Mesh definitely is a little bit more shifty, I'd say, because of that elasticity, which again is something that I enjoy, but I know some people prefer it not to shift and really like it to stay there consistently in a defined pocket. That's okay. One thing that is great about the elasticity of the mesh is that when you're pulling down these tight knots going down the side of the head, you can really stretch the mesh to create a tight channel, which is great. And the channel definitely stays consistent, which is like what I like. I played wall ball, shot around with this a little bit, and most elastic meshes I've found will bag out with the channel because of how elastic it is. But Hero Mesh definitely stays consistent, and the channel on your hold is not gonna go away from that elasticity, which is definitely a great feature. In terms of weatherproofing and waterproofing it, East Coast Dye's did a great job. I'd say they're both about the same. They're both non-nylon based products. So in terms of waterproof and everything, they're both just great products in those regards. Another thing about the elasticity of the mesh, which is something I really enjoy now, is that the top string makes it a lot easier to string up because you can really stretch it, but it's not going to be loose. It'll definitely be tight. But yeah, so I wouldn't recommend stringing a big baggy pocket with it with a lot of 1s and 2s, because the elasticity will make it bag out just a little bit. Not from the fibers in the mesh, but just because how elastic it is. So here I did all SIs all the way down with the Hero Mesh. And then with the String 2S on this head, I actually did a lot of 1s and 2s all the way down because of how tight the String King 2S is compared to the Hero Mesh. Yeah, it's definitely a great product, and I'm using it in my gamer right now, so I'll see how it goes and get back to it. Make sure to comment, subscribe for more, and check out our blog and Instagram page at gumshoelacrosse.com and gumshoelacrosse. Thanks. See ya.